It is the 9th of June. Let's get into the crypto news. We've got Bitcoin going up and breaking through a resistance level. There's a little bit of repairing happening with Elon and Trump by the looks of things. The market looks stronger. Let's get into some altcoin news and whatnot. So Elon is kind of backing Donald Trump's viewpoints in terms of the LA riots, in case you've missed it. And you can see this here as well. So they're still going to have their beef, but it looks as though they're kind of playing nicely, even though they're just going to act like children from time to time. The big news with Bitcoin is this is kind of happening live right now. And since we started kind of collating all the news, the price has gone up significantly higher. This is the resistance level. Here's our trend line. And here is a downward trend. And we want to be up here. And we think we could get there by June 18, just based on macro kind of news. But we are looking quite strong here. So we're probably going to see a bit of strength in the market in general. This is also very interesting. S&P 500 and Bitcoin is very correlated. And of the last 20, 30 years, 40 years, of the last 40 years, we can see that whenever you've got a return in May of more than 5%, the following months are very, very lucrative. We haven't had anything like that until now. Could this be the same kind of system? There are a lot of people that are calling for like tops, and we'll cover them in other videos, tops in like October, August, September, and I don't believe that's going to be the case. But we need more data in order to work out these things. And until then, we just have to take whatever opportunity we can see. So as an example, S&P 500 index, correlation with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has been behaving a lot more strong, with a lot more strength since the dips have been not as bad. And this, by the way, this is like 2.4% away from its all-time high. So I really do think M2 money supply is going to matter. However, you have to be very, very mindful that when daily exchange volume on the big exchanges, so like Binance, Coinbase, Bitfinex, then you just have to be very, very, very aware that when it's declining, it's not a bullish outlook, because there's no retail coming in yet. And I really feel that retail actually hasn't come in thus far this cycle. So with this going down, you just got to be mindful that this could just be market makers just hunting liquidation levels. Because you can see, if you kind of zoom out, we last had a massive amount of volume on exchanges in December, all around the kind of Trump news. And ever since then, it's kind of been declining. And right now, it's kind of all-time lows in terms of interest. But I do think it's going to pick up. We have a lot of good governmental stats coming out over the next couple of weeks. And this, or even over the next 9 days. So we've got consumer price index. I don't think this is going to move the market very much, but I do think when we come down to here, like unemployment claims here as well, unemployment, FOMC, all this sort of stuff, this is not going to be cut, but it's just going to add a little bit of certainty into the market here. You can see it's still going to be, I'm pretty sure, 4.5%. If you have a look at cmegroup.com, you can see the next FOMC meeting is in 9 days, 6 hours. And there was, early in the year, this was starting to trend down, but now it's not actually trending down, the probability. It's going to stay the same. I think people are okay with that. The Fed funds rate market expectations. So if you have a look here, this is the data we have at the moment. And I do think that things are going to come down, which is why I think that the bull run could continue into next year, early next year, even though people are calling for this top in October. But I don't want to call it too early, because, predicting the future is hard, very, very hard. But this is where the market could be going. And it could go potentially even more aggressively if inflation drops and if they can actually get this bill passed. In which case, this would be the US loans, which also moves over to real estate and basically governs everything. Fear and greed is up to 62. We did get very briefly a 45, and then we bounced up. This was a V-shaped recovery. There was just too many people shorting, and the market makers went and hunted their stop losses and moved the market up. A whole lot of greenery here. Sol is doing well. Hype is still the strongest horse in the race by the looks of things. Slightly outperforming Sol here. And this is where a lot of attention is. There's been a lot of people calling for so many tokens to just tank. And I just don't see that happening. But you have to be mindful and be careful with your leverage plays. In terms of liquidation data, nothing crazy being liquidated. Obviously, it was a Sunday. But more shorts, a lot more shorts were liquidated. 110 million versus 59 million. If we have a look here at CoinGlass, we can see all, and I guess this is updated since we started, so let's just refresh this. We can have a look and see where can the market makers potentially be trying to hunt. So this is Binance, BTC, And we can see that far more likely that they hunt these. If we have a look at Bybit, BTC, same, once again, you've got a massive cluster here. I think it's more likely that that gets happened. Having said that, the long to short ratio has widened, and Michael Pizzino believes that when this is a 5% gap, the market makers will turn and they'll erase the people that are on the strengthy sides. That would mean they'll chase the longs, they'll chase these people, but it looks like it would be the other way around here. We can have a look at Sol as well. Even though the Sol's not like getting a huge amount of attention right now, once again, it looks like you're going to attack the people that are shorting it. And if we have a look on Bybit, it's the same across all the classes like that. Now, because Hype is doing so well, if we have a look at Hype and USDT, this is a little bit different. This is where we're not seeing like this massive, we were seeing actually early, we were seeing a massive amount of shorts because we have this resistance level here, but now we have a lot more longs. And I do think this is going to go higher as opposed to people coming down and hunting this. Once Hype is getting a whole lot of demand on all the exchanges like Binance, Bybit, OKX, and whatnot, Coinbase, with perpetuals, maybe it's going to change. But until then, just keep in mind that 90% of all of the Hyperliquid fees, as far as I'm aware, go daily to buy back the Hype token. So it has that perfect buyback utility, which pushes the prices up. This is Range of Finance. Give it a quick refresh. It's not like you can use this if you want to trade on chain because you're going to be directed wherever the best prices are. But it doesn't give us good data here. All we normally see here is there's more bulls. So that's why you need to use CoinGlass as well if you're going to be trading on chain, just so you can see where classes could be. I'd like to go through all this, but we want to keep these news nice and short, under 10 minutes. So Julian from Raoul Paul's team, Global Macro, Real Vision, etc., is talking once again about this idea that money printing, the everything code. So I'll link it below. You can have a read through, but all has to do with aging demographics. Of course, there's still a cycle in here, and I haven't really mentioned that, but this is still what I think is really the thing that plays out. And this is very different to what so many people are talking about, the top in August, September, October. This here, Bitcoin part of the solution, we're in the early stage of a global race, scrambled by institutions, sovereigns, and individuals to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. AGI, artificial intelligence, the lack of people that we are able to working, people trying to have a safe kind of hedge. And even if you buy a stock, well, maybe the company can't even buy more and more, can't even get more and more talented people to help that company grow. So this is what the belief is. And just a reminder in terms of the banana zone, this is where he thinks we are right now. And I think this goes out quite a bit longer, as I keep on mentioning, but we have to wait and see. Having a look at this from Trader SZ as well. This was posted 2:30 a.m. this morning. It's now like 10 hours after. But now Bitcoin's got some strength. Sol's got some strength. So just keep that in mind. However, he does have this, looking at the end of the month, like a massive amount of a recovery on the Sol chart. And this is just one person's viewpoint. This is one trader's viewpoint. But I'm also thinking the same thing. Like, we've been consolidating with Sol for a while. Yeah, the casino's kind of not much fun right now, but Sol's still going to has a lot of strength. So just keep that in mind. We could be jumping up soon. However, back to Hype. Hype being put onto Binance US. More people can accumulate here. Essentially, with Hype, if you're going to have it, you probably want to stake it. You have to stake it for 7 days. You stake it on Hyperliquid chain, and then you get like a 10% discount in trading fees. But a lot more attention is coming to this. But the other thing is, even though more people can buy it, maybe what's going to happen is we're going to have a situation where you can buy it, but also they can short it a lot easier. Next bit of news, Top G has a referral for Hyperliquid. That's kind of crazy. Camino Finance, they've been surging with their deposits. A lot of institutional money coming in here, which will bring in more institutional money. Remember, their goal is $10 billion TVL. And this is who I trust. Like, I keep on mentioning this every time. Big bull on Camino Finance. The token may do well in the future. Right now, it's not their attention. Their attention is TVL, TVL, TVL. And then I hope something happens with governance or something cool like that. But in fairness, although the token hasn't performed amazingly well, the idea that they didn't go heavily into their DAO is not a bad thing, because you see Juke did, and they're still ironing out a lot of bugs. There's been a lot of FUD and whatnot, even though Jupe's a great product. So this is pretty damn cool. And if they manage to do a whole lot more real world assets and tokenized private credit and stocks maybe on Camino, then I think it'll do well. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Final thing that we'll touch on here is the meme coin whales are gone. Meme coins right now are at their lowest point. So keep in mind, even though Pump.fund may be coming along and doing everyone a favor with an airdrop potentially, I think the real core usage for blockchain at present is trading. And if you can't trade, I get it. Accumulate what you have conviction in. Take your Sol as an example, stake with Faraday.com, and just work on that. That's all the news for now. I'm sure the markets will get more exciting pretty damn soon. So you can still use this time to learn Meteora, have a look at Hyperliquid, have a play on other blockchains. But for now, I think things are looking good. And I think all the FUD out there for market tops in October or September, I'm not buying it, not at present, but we'll have more data in the future. So keep on tuning in to see my updated viewpoints. Thanks for watching. Catch you next one.